session 9, it was labeled Real Life Adventures, but basically what it was talking about was how to read a nutrition label. And so you want to look at the calories and the serving size for those calories. So if the serving size is 3/4 of a cup and you're eating a cup and a half, then you're doing 2 servings of that, and you have to double all the numbers. The next thing you want to look at is how much total fat's in that product and how much saturated fat is in that product. So if that product has 5, 6, 7 grams of fat and a lot of it is saturated fat, then you may want to take a look at a lower fat alternative. Cholesterol. Remember that cholesterol is something we're all trying to keep under normal. So if the product you're looking at is an animal product, an animal-based product, then it's going to have fat and it's going to have cholesterol. And so if you're trying to lower your cholesterol, the last thing you want to do is what? Eat a bunch of cholesterol. And then you're going to take a look at the sodium. The sodium, if you're hypertensive, you have high blood pressure, you need to look for low sodium alternatives. So if you're taking medicine for cholesterol or blood pressure or sugar, and then you're consuming all these items, then basically you're kind of, derailing the medicine because you're doing the bad behavior that you're taking the medicine for. And so then total carbohydrates. Under total carbohydrates is dietary fiber and sugars. So dietary fiber is awesome. But sugar we're trying to get out of our diet as much as possible because we eat way too much of it. So total carbs makes a difference. So remember, carbs are gasoline. And if you're not burning that gas up, you're going to be what? Wearing it for body fat. So if something's got a lot of carbohydrates in it, then you may want to look for a lower carbohydrate alternative. Protein is definitely something you want to take a look at because why? All people need 3 good serving sizes of protein per day, and many people don't like to eat protein. So if you're a vegetarian and you got to work a little harder to get that protein in than if you like chicken, fish, seafood, beef, pork. But of course you're looking for the lower fat alternatives. Clean the junk out. So you want to prepare your home. If you're having problems losing weight and you got a bunch of snacks in the pantry, you need to think about cleaning the house out and enlisting the family into helping you in your endeavors. So if your children are thin and you keep a lot of snacks, somehow you got to find a way to stay out of them. Or you just buy what they're going to have that one day and that's it, so you're not tempted to eat it with them. So think about ways that you're going to manage this. If you're the female in the house and you're trying to lose weight, maybe you make a starch for dinner but you don't eat the starch. You eat the protein and the veggies and you skip the starch. Doesn't mean you got to cook 2 meals. You just got to be smart about how you're doing it. Make sure you're trying to eliminate trans fats, which are the man-made fats. So you're trying to get away from those. So certainly any of those nobody in the family needs. And know that your health depends on this. What you eat is very important. You are trying to get 2.5 cups of fruit and veggies a day. You are trying to get a variety of color in your diet every day. Vitamin D levels have been associated with bone density, so you want to make sure that your family is getting tested for that when they get their screenings, but also that you're adding foods that contain vitamin D in them so that you have them in the diet. Throw out foods that have 3 grams or more of trans fats per serving. You want to start looking at the labels. So when you go shopping, circle the labels that have 2 grams of fat or less or 3 grams of fat or less and start to learn what are you purchasing. So if you're the food shopper, you want to learn to read the labels and see what the ingredients list says. So if sugar is one of the first things listed in the first 5 ingredients, then that product probably isn't great for you because they've got too much sugar in it. If you see hydrogenated fats, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, those things you don't want to buy because why? You want to add healthy fats to your diet, not unhealthy fats. So healthy fats are like olives, olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil, cashews, almonds, and you can look at the list in your book to see what those healthy fats are. Some of them that are still good for you, but are called polysaturated fats, are the corn oil, soybean oil, safflower oil. Saturated fats are always going to come from animal products, so like whole dairy, whole milk, whole yogurt. You want to go for the light in that case. Also red meat, pork, those things have a lot of fat. Salmon, although has high fat, but it's high omega-3 fats. It's the good fats. So you do want to add in salmon, rainbow trout, olive oil, avocados. Have a handful of nuts a day. Those are all healthy for you. And the trans fats are always going to be in your chips, your cookies, baked goods, ice cream, stuff like that. Stuff that we're trying to eliminate a little bit from our diet anyway. Try to keep the amount of saturated fat to 20 grams or less. And if you're a female, I would try to keep it a little less than that. That would be for a guy. Try to add, like we said, more healthy fats into your diet. Think about when you cook that you drain the fat off, that you look for a light dressing, that you use light cheese rather than, you don't have to use fat-free, but you're trying to get away from what? Whole cheese, because it's full of fat. Peanut butter, full of fat. We all think it's healthy, but it's got more fat in it than it does protein. Anything with more fat in it than protein, you need to take a break from, because if you're eating fat, it's going to be stored as fat. Because remember, weight loss is what? Moving more than you consume. Weight gain, consuming more than you move. Plan your meals. If you don't plan your meals and you're flying by the seat of your pants, and if you let yourself get hungry, you're going to eat anything. Remember, meal frequency is important. Breakfast, most important meal of the day. Try to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Remember, healthy eating is not only just for you because you want to lose weight, but it's for the family too. Kids emulate what their parents do. So if you're sitting down to burger and fries and you're telling them it's bad, they're going to want to eat burgers and fries. Some kids don't even know what fruit is because their parents don't eat fruit. So remember, you're in charge of these young lives and training them to be healthy adults when you're not here anymore. Be flexible with meal times and the number of meals. You can't be perfect every day. You shoot for a goal, but don't beat yourself up if you don't get them all in. Eating out. Learn how to order when you eat out. So maybe you'll order some healthy appetizers and then split an entree rather than everybody eating an appetizer, an entree, and having dessert. Order the salad dressing on the side. Get the fish with the sauces on the side. Try to get the vegetables just steamed, no butter. Remember, they put butter on everything. So you could be ordering the broccoli, but you're getting a ton of butter on it. So check the plate. Remember, fat congeals. You're going to see it on the plate. If there was a bunch of fat in that item, you're going to know it. Look for the heart-healthy items on the menu. Remember, you're paying for this food. Don't just accept it the way they prepare it. Order it the way you want it. If you like to have cocktails, you got to decide drinking or eating. Because if you're going to eat and drink, try to eat healthy and then have a cocktail. But if you eat fattening and you drink, now you're just doubling up on the calories. So you want to try to drink what? Wine, light beer, alcohol with a diet mixer. Remember, 1 drink a day is healthy for females. 2 drinks a day are healthy for men. Any more than that, you're heading down the wrong road. Choose broth-based soups rather than cream-based. Healthy appetizers are like getting what? Shrimp cocktail, crab teeny, smoked salmon, skip the toast points. Maybe use a little bit of the cream cheese and onions and capers. You're looking for things that are lighter, and you're going to enjoy yourself too. You don't have to order the most fattening thing on the menu. Go for grilled, baked, sauteed, broiled, poached, or steamed. Don't let them even bring the bread to the table. You know, if it's not there, you're not going to be tempted to eat it. Remember to remove the skin from the poultry. That removes a lot of fat. And remember, if you have high blood pressure, you want to watch the salt. And most foods in restaurants are full of salt. Stay away from all-you-can-eat buffets unless you're willing to eat the diet food. Look around at the people in an all-you-can-eat buffet. Most of them look like they've supersized it. Wait 20 minutes after you eat, so maybe order a decaf coffee and wait a few minutes and let that satiety kick in, because you may not want dessert if you give yourself enough time for that food to settle in. We all eat too quickly. And if you do decide to do dessert, try to order sherbet or fresh fruit. Order something that's a little lower calorie than the dough bash cake. And that is session 9.